Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're back on the bike. It was an evening training session around Richmond Park, so it was really good fun. It's actually the first time I've been around Richmond Park. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So here we are, just coming out of Wimbledon, down the hill towards the A3. This is just a nice, easy way to warm up to get into Richmond Park. Yeah, it's quite a nice day, quite a warm day, which is a bit of a change. Yeah, it's been very wet recently. So yeah, this has been a lovely change having this weather, and obviously got to make the most of it in the evenings whilst you can. Here we're just going over the A3 heading towards Kingston and Richmond Park, of course. Yeah, and we're turning right here down past the golf course, which brings us out at Richmond Park, of course. Kind of accidentally took a turning that was a little bit too early here, so we've had to cut through, and now we're going past the golf course, which you can see on the left. Testing out a new mount today, so instead of the mouth mount like in the last video, we're using a mount underneath the Wahoo on the bike, so slightly lower shot, and you're not really going to see the bike or anything. But yeah, I thought we'd test it out. I got a new front light for a couple of weeks ago, so got a different, it fits underneath the Wahoo, so thought it'd be a good opportunity to buy a mount that goes underneath it as well, so it kind of all fits up together quite nicely. So here is the gate for Richmond Park, so we're coming in at the top of one of the hills, and then yeah, we're gonna go in and just riding down the path past all the dog walkers out for their evening walks. We're gonna go left, so we're gonna go clockwise around Richmond. We're gonna do sort of one lap this way, and then we're going to turn around at one of the roundabouts and come back the opposite way. I just like this way because you start off with a nice descent, and then you've got a really long stretch that you can just TT all the way, and it's really nice, and it finishes with a roundabout. And of course we're kind of going against most of the flow of cyclists, so yeah, you'll see them all coming past here. Yeah, so this is just coming into the top of the descent. It's really nice descent. It's not too long, it's only probably about 30 seconds of that, and you can just fly down it. There's a bit of a sharp corner just coming up here, but it's always quite nice going down it and seeing all the people struggling the opposite direction. So that's always quite nice. Yeah, so this is kind of coming to the bottom, got car park on the left obviously, and then coming up to one of the roundabouts, and this is kind of one of the main entrances. It's the Kingston entrance, and yeah, if you turn left there, you kind of very soon will end up at Sigma Sports, so tend to pop there quite often, which is nice. Grab a coffee and look at all the bikes and kit that they got in there, and just wish I had enough money to buy everything. Maybe one day. So yeah, kind of just coming along this nice stretch, a bit undulating, so have to push in 1 or 2 points, but on the whole it's quite nice. Got a little bit of a descent here that's quite good, although obviously you're following cars, they stick to the speed limit, obviously we're supposed to as well, but kind of having to brake the whole way down because of the cars. And you got a little bit of a climb up here, so again quite nice. Just warming the legs up a little bit for when I come back and go the other way around. Yeah, so it's just after work, so we've got a lot of traffic, a lot of cars on the road. I think a lot of people cut through Richmond. It's yeah, quite an easy drive, quite a nice drive, and yeah, obviously you've got all the cyclists as well who are just going for a little easy spins, so you're getting caught up quite a lot. And they're quite narrow, so it's quite hard to get past people sometimes. Yeah, got a nice little climb here, which is part of the reason why we're going a little bit slow. But now the car's managed to get past, we're able to put some watts down and power up the last little bit of the hill. So this is actually one of my first times properly riding around Richmond Park. I've cut through it once or twice in the past, and it's been really nice. Just lovely route, and in the past it's never been too busy, whereas now obviously evening, first time properly doing laps around it, and yeah, it's just a lot more busy than I thought it would be. But I think in future we'll definitely be coming here more, doing more training sessions and stuff. You've got one or two really nice climbs that just great to train on. They're short, but it's good for like just practicing, like putting out some power for a bit, and they are quite punchy. So we're still going against all the traffic, and yeah, it's fun just flying along. It's obviously you're getting caught up behind cars, but if you come the other direction then you're having to overtake other cyclists as well, so kind of got pros and cons to going each way, and it's more of an unwritten rule, I believe, on which way you go. Like I said, this is like my first proper time cycling around it, so I'm sure there's a lot of things I don't know that I don't know about it, so yeah. So yeah, and here we're getting caught up behind some cars, just with how wide the roads are, just taking it a little bit cautious, not wanting to overtake them, especially with all the cyclists and stuff coming the other way. But there's a bit of a gap here, so putting down some power and speeding past the first car. The speed limit around here is 20 miles an hour, so got to be going over 20. I don't actually know how fast I was going, and my Wahoo says kilometres, so again I wouldn't really be able to tell. So coming over another roundabout here, always a little bit cautious on them, just because people aren't looking, people don't indicate half the time, so just making sure it is safe. Now we're probably coming up to what I'd say is the biggest bottleneck around Richmond Park. It goes down to single lane, and it's over a little bridge, so you need to be careful, and you just end up getting stuck here because it's give way to the other direction, I believe, so just having to wait, bide my time, and then yeah, we can go. But of course other cyclists aren't waiting at all, they just go. So yeah, it's a little bit busy this part and a little bit slow, but we're coming up to another roundabout and we're going to turn right here, which will take us next to kind of the main car park and the main meeting point that most groups meet at. So yeah, we're just going to pop a right and we'll head past that now. You can see me being a good cyclist and indicating there. Yeah, obviously this is kind of the main part where everyone meets, but since I filmed this video, I've done a couple more more laps around it, and the amount of times I've come past here now, I mean, it's probably only like 2 or 3 times where cyclists just pull out, they don't look, they just, yeah. Or I don't know if it's just because they're not properly looking, or they don't think you're coming as fast as you are, but I've almost been cut up once or twice. Unfortunately, never crashed, but just something to be a little bit careful of, a little bit cautious of when you go around there. This is a nice little flat section here, and it brings you up to the bottom of the hill. It's not the longest, well, this is the hill, so you can sort of just see it in the distance where the trees dip. That's the top, and it just takes a nice kind of corner around here, and it's steep at the top, so it is, yeah, you're pushing out quite a few watts when you get there, especially if you're doing some efforts on it. But when you come the other way, it's probably a really great hill to practice your handling on. I mean, it's not the sharpest of corners, but if you're going fast, then obviously it can feel a lot sharper than it is, so being cautious as you come down it, but also like a good opportunity to practice bike handling and stuff. So yeah, as you can see, it's slowing down a little bit here as it gets steeper, and just where that cyclist is up in front of me is sort of where it starts to level out a bit. My legs were burning on this day. I'd done 100 kilometers the day before, and I think 100 kilometers the day before that, so that weekend was quite a big weekend. And then I was like, oh yeah, let's just go for a nice gentle zone 2 ride around Richmond Park, just flush the legs of all the lactic acid. But when you're there, there's so many cyclists, it's just so easy to get carried away and just attack. So what was supposed to be a zone 1 ride, or zone 2 ride, turned into more of a zone 3, 4 ride. So yeah, and here we're actually coming past where we started, so we're going to do half a lap again, and then we come back on ourselves. So nice little stretch to do, and yeah, just lovely to get out. Like I said, it's the first proper nice weather we've had this year, and yeah, you've got to make the most of it in the UK. We have so much rain in the winter. I think between Christmas and March, so over 3 months, there was 4 days where we didn't have any rain. It's just been awful. So when the weather's like this, you've just got to make the most of it. And when you're working a full-time job, it's obviously really hard to get away to like abroad to enjoy the sun and do training there. So yeah, just making the most of it whilst we've got it here. So again, we popped a right there at the roundabout, and again we're on the nice kind of undulating straight. I say it's straight, it's got quite a few corners here and there, but again we're just caught behind some cars and other cyclists, so just going a little bit easier on here, but when I can, still putting down the power, trying to work those legs. Like I said, this was supposed to be a zone 2 ride. It definitely wasn't. I can't remember what Strava said and what Wahoo said, but yeah, it was definitely a harder session than was planned. And yeah, as you can see, obviously so many cars, other cyclists, it's just chaos, and you're just having to weave in and out of all the bikes and other users there. You got people on the limelight, you got people on the Lime bikes as well, as you just saw, and yeah, you just kind of got everyone. You got people out with their kids. It's a very popular place to cycle in London, so you're gonna have lots of people there, and that's great just to see everyone out there. making the use of it and enjoying the sunshine. It's a little bit frustrating when obviously you're trying to push down some power and just have some fun. But yeah, either way, like just being on the bike in this weather is such good fun, such a good day or evening, and lovely way to finish after work. So yeah, just been following this guy for a little bit now, and yeah, eventually managed to get past him and coming up to the roundabout. And this is where we're going to make a U-turn and come back on ourselves. I was going to go inside that car, but then I thought he was turning, and in the end he wasn't. So yeah, now we're kind of going with the flow, so should be a little bit faster, a little bit less traffic, which is nice. Seems most of the cars come in the opposite direction and most of the cyclists go this direction. So yeah, just quite nice to have a little bit less traffic now. Yeah, so we're just going against ourselves. So yeah, we're just at the top of the hill, so it's about to be, or one of the hills, and we're about to have a nice little descent here. So just gonna, yeah, put some power down. And I say put some power down, I don't think I put down that much. It was just spinning the legs really, before kind of going on the undulating straight. Again, not straight, but sort of straight. Yeah, just got a few bumps here, so just again being a little bit careful so don't hit it at a dodgy angle and go flying. And yeah, and then we get caught up again here with some cars, and eventually managed to get past them. Some guys overtake me here, and I just, yeah, stick with them and have some fun, just putting down some power. They're quite good, quite fast, so yeah, like I said, tried to stick with them. Yeah, so again, getting caught up behind some cars, and we just weaving in between the cars and the bikes. And then I think eventually in a second we do make it past them, I can't quite remember. And then yeah, we do make it past them and then get caught up behind some other cars. We're going to take a left here and we come to the hill. My legs were pretty dead at this point after, like I said, the past 2 days of heavy cycling. I think I did like over 300k that week, so they just dropped me instantly on this hill. I just decided to spin the legs nicely, and then actually when we sort of get under these trees here, the bike started to make a horrendous racket. I don't know what it was. It sounded like it was a really squeaky noise, and it sounded like the bike was just, something was stuck on it or jammed. Yeah, almost like the brake was on and just trying to put down power and speed, like get some speed up here, and just couldn't do anything, and yeah, being overtaken by everyone. So just coming up to the top of the hill now. And yeah, this is probably where the bike was making a racket, and honestly I think I pulled over at the top because I thought something was wrong with the bike. I didn't want to stop midway up just because I knew I'd never get started again, because it is quite steep and punchy at the end. But yeah, I think I just pulled over here, I can't quite remember, and just made sure everything was okay with the bike. then we come to the hill, and like I said, really nice descent actually. Yeah, great for practicing some handling. Doesn't look like you're going too fast, but yeah, when you're coming up to this corner here, I did put the brakes on because I wasn't quite sure how tight it would be, and yeah, we end up just getting some speed and coming past. And unfortunately, at the bottom of the hill is actually where the camera cut out, so we ended up doing another full lap, and yeah, unfortunately we didn't get it on film just because it all cut out, unfortunately. But if you've liked the video, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.